which game do you think is going to go over its run total? Only one in double digits currently, Rockies and Rangers.
Yeah, so if we're looking at the entire slate,
Yeah.
my favorite overall run total, I mean, outside of the main DFS slate, Pirates Cardinals over 8 runs
Okay.
in that one. I know it's one of the earlier games, but there's been at least 8 runs scored in each game of this series so far, and we're now on the fourth pitchers for each team. I know Zach Thompson had a solid year last year, and Dakota Hudson has been solid throughout the course of his career. But I think Cardinals offense has been busy. Hudson didn't have the greatest spring. So I like the over on that total. If we're going back to that main DFS slate, the later games, the Jays over 4.5 runs against the Yankees, Tyon, Yankee Stadium. I mean, I think that's an easy one for me. And then if you like the first 5 innings kind of bets, which I tend to like those, Rangers over 2.5 runs in that one. They've hit the over in the first 3 games so far. And I see no reason they can't do that again tonight.
Erik, which run total are you most confident in betting the over?
I think it's A's at Rays over 8.5. It's tied to the second lowest on the slate, and the Rays are going to have to do the majority of the work here, but I think they can against Paul Blackburn. Had a 5.87 ERA last year, and that seemed to be pretty real. I mean, for his career, he's at 5.74. He doesn't walk guys and he keeps the ball on the ground, but he really doesn't strike out anybody. His career strikeout rate is 12.8%. So I think the Rays will be getting plenty of hits here. On their side, they've got Luis Patino on the mound, who is a promising young pitcher. But for one, I'm worried about how deep he'll go into this game. He had a sore shoulder at the start of spring. So there's very strong odds that he is eased into the regular season, given that the Rays like to do that kind of thing anyway with their young pitchers. And he's, again, a talented young 22-year-old, but he hasn't shown all that much of that potential just yet. 4.31 ERA last year was nothing special. And some of the ERA estimators were even worse than that. Average-ish strikeout and walk rates, but really doesn't keep the ball on the ground, just about 30% ground ball rate there. So while I think the Rays will have to do most of the work here, I don't think he's completely shutting down even an offense as weak as the A's. So I think 8.5 with these two pitchers is just too low.